Hey, what's up guys, MGH here, welcome back to another bike vlog. Today we are going to be talking about the Euros. It's not far away now. God, I'm so excited. The best thing about the season coming to an end this year is that the Euros are just a few weeks away, or were just a few weeks away. Now we're only a couple of days away. Oh man, I love the World Cup and I love the Euros, and obviously I love the Premier League. And it's the worst thing when the Premier League finishes and there's no kind of international tournament or just nothing going on football-wise. It's so boring, isn't it, without it? So really excited to have some football coming back. And I wanted to do kind of like my predictions. Try and squeeze through here. It's a bit tight. There's just so much traffic today. I don't know what is going on. So, who's going to win the Euros? Such a difficult one. There's a lot of teams that I think could do it this year. There's a lot of dark horses that I want to talk about, and there's a lot of teams that I think are going to underperform and surprise everyone. And there's teams that just haven't made it that should be there. Netherlands. So let's start off with who I think are the dark horses. So you've got teams like Croatia. I think Croatia have a very strong team. Very underrated team. There's a lot of great players, especially in their midfield. Then you've got, well, they're not really a dark horse. Belgium aren't really a dark horse anymore. You kind of expect them to be one of the top teams. I mean, Switzerland. I look at Switzerland and I think they've got a solid team. You know, every position they've got some good players. I think those two teams are the main dark horses that I think, you know, they could really surprise everyone. And suddenly they're in the quarterfinals and they get, you know, they scrape a win and they're into the semis, and you're looking at teams like Switzerland and thinking, how the hell have they just done that? Or Croatia, they could easily win this competition if they get a bit of luck, get some good draws, come up against relatively easy teams, then they could generally do well. So I'm going to name those two teams as the official dark horses of the competition. If you ask me, that's Switzerland and Croatia. There's probably a couple more I would talk about, but I've decided I don't want to make these bike vlogs, you know, too long. I tend to waffle on too much, so we'll keep it short. Hopefully you guys appreciate that. So who do I think is going to win? Now this is the most difficult one, because there are, I would say, at least 5 teams, maybe even 6 teams that are all equally favourites. If you would ask me who do you think is the best team going into this competition, based on form, it's not Germany. Germany have not been doing well recently. It's not Italy. I don't know who is the favourites going in form. Oh my god, I can't choose one. England are technically in some very good form. They haven't lost a game for a while. But England, really? I mean, no. I'd be very surprised if we made it to the semis, put it that way. I think the quarterfinals would be a realistic target for England, although we do have a great squad this year. Anything can happen, and obviously I hope we do better. I hope we do better this time around. We always seem to turn up at these competitions and just not do very well, but it's a different team these days. It really is. A very young squad, which you could say is probably not a good thing. Lots of inexperience, but then you could say there's a lot of players that are just raring to go. Nothing really to prove, or, you know, not too much pressure on them. I don't know. There's always pressure on England. We're a nation that are just obsessed with football. So whenever we get into a competition, World Cup, Euros, whatever it is, there's a lot of pressure on us to do relatively well. We're not under pressure to win it, put it that way. We're not, like, for example, Spain and Germany. You would expect that all Spanish and German people that follow football would be expecting Germany or Italy, their own nation, not Italy, sorry, Germany or Spain, to win the competition itself. because they've won so many competitions in recent history, whereas you look at other teams, maybe Italy, they're probably in the same boat as England, but not really expected to win, but should do well, you know. So I think I'm going to go ahead and say the favourites are, I think France are probably favourites going into this, because it's their own tournament, it's in their own backyard, you know. I think France probably have one of the best squads as well, although defensively they've had a few injuries, a bit unlucky there. But any team with Koscielny can win the Euros. I think it's probably France and Germany. But then I do think, you know, Italy, they always turn up. They always do well in these competitions. Well, at least in recent history, they've always kind of turned up and played quite well. I think Germany, obviously they've been struggling recently, but they're World Cup winners. You can't ever rule out World Cup winners. And their team hasn't changed much since the World Cup, so wouldn't surprise me if they do very well, reach the final. But then Spain, you can't rule them out either. It's a real tough one, but I'm going to go ahead and say the favourites for me are France and possibly Spain. Yeah, it's a difficult one. Yeah, I'm going to go with France as my favourites, though. I think France, their squad is extremely strong this year. I think Pogba, Payet, candidates for player of the tournament. I think top scorer, you could be looking at Griezmann, Lewandowski. Shall I do it? Let's make my prediction, ready? Okay? I'm going to go ahead and say England will get to the quarterfinals. I reckon the final will be Spain and France. I reckon France are going to win the tournament. I reckon Payet or Pogba, I think more likely Payet, to be player of the tournament. And I reckon top scorer is going to be Griezmann or Lewandowski. Probably... Oh, I don't know. That's a real tough one. I kind of want to go Lewandowski, but I think France will go further in the tournament, so they'll ultimately have more games for Griezmann to score in. So I think I might go Griezmann. It's a real tough one, isn't it? Really tough this year. I remember Euro 2012. I made quite a lot of prediction videos, and it felt, from what I remember, it felt a lot easier to predict that tournament. Whereas this time around, I genuinely feel like there is a lot of contenders. It's a real difficult one this year. But those are my predictions. I'm not sure how accurate I'm going to be, but who knows? I cannot wait to watch the tournament. Let me know your predictions below in the comments, guys. Who do you think is going to win it? But thanks for watching this video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop a like rating. And if you do enjoy these videos, make sure you subscribe, because I'll be uploading more. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you in the next video very soon.